Now, putting Bondo on is like putting drywall putty on. You want to put it on without anybody knowing that you actually put it on. That's why I have my drywall paddle here. It's not meant to cover up a problem. You have to do good body work beforehand, trying to get your gaps as close as you can possibly get it. Do all your metal work properly, and that'll make the Bondo experience go a lot smoother with a lot less mess. And that is important to stay clean. Just a matter of getting used to the consistency, putting it on nice and even. Stay on top of it as it's drying. You can take a cheese grater or a chisel and just take off the high sides. That'll make the sanding go that much easier because those lines are pretty well unavoidable. You can almost see the paint underneath it. The front of this got difficult because it curves every which way, so then the smaller paddles actually work. There, now you're done. Just rip it off. You got a nice new clean sheet underneath. So once you've sanded it down, you really want to start seeing is the epoxy underneath. Then you know you got a nice thin coat, and then it'll also let you find the high spots like that one. So then you can take your hammer, just knock it down a little bit, spray some epoxy on it again, and then do another coat. Doors and everything are starting to be just about there. We gotta do a little bit more sanding. We'll high build prime it and start sanding it that way. But the car is starting to look like a car. I'm very happy with it. The roof was already blocked, so there was a couple small dents on there from when people were piling stuff on there. So we fixed those, but I think I'm gonna prime that without actually skim coating it. So here we go. Another tip is to not use your blowgun when you're blowing off your sand, but just use a vacuum. It keeps your shop cleaner, keeps your lungs cleaner, and the dust doesn't get stuck in the little grooves. So when you blow it, it could actually force it in. It kind of sucks it out and leaves less chance for imperfections in the paint afterward. So this is the fender just with 120. And you can see the high spots and low spots where the primer's poking through underneath. And you can see it's just like a thin, super thin layer, but it just gets rid of those little ripples that happen to steel driving for 50 years down the road. This is the original fender off of the Fleet line. And even though the Fleetmaster doesn't have this trim, I'm gonna put the trim on anyway, just because it's, I don't know, more chrome. This fender is in, has its own issues with a lot of holes rotted away, but there are some good holes. Somebody's fiberglassed this whole back half here yet, and I could just see the, where the original holes were, like right there. So I drilled them out. So a neat little trick is to just put tape over the whole thing, drill all your holes, and then you can peel the tape off and put it on the new one, which is right there, and then re-drill all the holes. That's how I did the holes for the splash guards. Tape on, cut your holes, and just drill right through the tape, like in that hole, and should be perfect. So if there is imperfections in the fender, because I did a lot of welding to that one, the trim does take your eye away from that, and the splash guard and stuff too. Just the corners here, they rot away. So I don't know what these ones here are for, these little slits. I didn't put them in, but if I have to, I can put them in afterwards. The splash guard fits. So see if we can peel this off and put it on the other one. Here we go. There, now I can drill the holes. Now this hole is missing, and there's two holes missing at the back here. So after I drill these holes, I'll scribe a line just with a ruler just to make sure that it's straight. But then I can kind of move them over. These ones are on an angle, but it will work for the back ones here, where I just take this and move it over, find my center hole here, do a line on the top and the bottom. Then these holes, even though they're rotten in the other steel, I can find them exactly. Put my trim on nice and straight. So here we go. It is 10 o'clock on Thursday night. Gotta tape off the doors. And then 2K high build prime the entire car, sand it again, fix any small spots that might show up because this is my first car that I've ever done. Then it's going for paint on Saturday, so I gotta paint the door jambs and the doors itself, the insides, tomorrow morning. It should be dry by the afternoon. I can assemble the car again, and Saturday float her to town there. The windows are getting tinted right now because I figure it doesn't have AC, or the AC is broken. It's broken so badly I couldn't find the AC compressor or the condenser or the evaporator. Front grille is getting chrome plated. We'll see how that turns out. So it is 20 to 1 in the morning. I have lots of hardener and reducer. I don't have enough primer. So I got the car primed. I don't have the doors or anything primed. So nobody's open at 20 to 1. So I think that's it for tonight. First thing in the morning, I'll run out, grab some more primer. It only takes a couple hours to dry before we can sand it. So we're good to go. Here we go. 3 o'clock on Friday afternoon. It sanded out really good actually. There's a couple spots, but I can't have any of the filler showing for the base coat clear. So I gotta tape it off, vacuum it again, and then spray it down one more time. Let it sit for a couple hours, paint the door jambs, paint the doors. Doors are sanded down again. Some of them need a second coat. Here we go. Okay, it is 7 o'clock. I need to paint the door jambs, otherwise they're not gonna be dry in time. So, kind of an odd way of taping it off. I just laid, the only stuff I don't want to hit with paint is the floor. So I just laid something in over top of there. So a little bit of monkeying around to get that to get that covered. And I like the staticky cling stuff. Really nice to work with. So, yeah, here we go. There, it's 10 after 8. That gives it for, hey, 9 hours to dry. That's not bad. Pretty happy with how that turned out. Not bad under the hood here. It turned out pretty good. It blew off a little bit. 8 o'clock. All I gotta do is sand it, install the doors, and fix my visor. I just got a few scratches in that. I gotta buff that right down, sand it down, take this off, and then prime it. Not a big deal. Yeah, we'll see you after supper. Here we go. So it's midnight, 400 grits done, and that's what this looks like. It feels nice and smooth, but it could be smoother. So now we're on to 600 wet sand. Shop is slowly becoming a huge disaster, but that's what 600 feels like. Ooh, I like it. So, paper towels, wipe it down. 5 hours left. On the door goes, here we go. So, 4 o'clock. The last pieces are primed. There's a couple spots there that needed a little bit of touch up. So that's done. Just gotta wait for that to dry and I can sand it, but pretty well just ready to load up and head out. So, got an hour to spare, sort of-ish. So I'm gonna go in and grab coffee, I think. 10 to 5, shower felt really good. Sun's just starting to come up. A little bit of sanding to do, and we're off to the races. Then I gotta clean the shop and put the car back together again. I gotta drop off some glass in town to get tinted yet. The front glass, I had to take it out of the holder and redo the holder. So yeah, it's exciting. Here we go. Ooh, I like it. Oh, the lights aren't even on, and it's beautiful. Already dusty. But you can see the orange peel there. I'll buff it and sand it with 1500 and 2000, and then buff it with lamb's wool and a foam pad after. Just bring that extra shine out. It's really not bad, but I'm just gonna let it sit for a little bit. A couple flaws in it here and there. Got a couple specks here. Let's see if we can fix that. But first I'm gonna throw the interior in it and put the dash and wire it up and that. I'll let the clear coat harden a bit longer, and then we can go from there. Here we go. Hey, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, because you never know what you're going to see next week on DeBoss Garage. If you like what you see, there's a lot of stuff happening to help support the channel. And remember, if you're not filthy, you're not rich.